And welcome back. So as promised earlier, we're going to cross to Port Elizabeth now. The trial of the controversial Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso will start afresh in the Port Elizabeth High Court today. And during the initial trial, if you remember, the presiding judge then, Mandela Makaula, had to recuse himself. And the recusal was related to the ownership of a guest house through a company where certain of the state witnesses in this trial against Omotoso were being accommodated. And during the trial, Omotoso's defense also implied that Judge Makaula was biased towards the first witness, Cheryl Zondi. Timothy Omotoso and his co-accused Zukiswa, Sitho and Lusanda, Sulani, face a total of 97 charges, and those range from rape to human trafficking. And for more on this and the proceedings as we expect them to unfold this morning, we cross now to the Port Elizabeth High Court, where our reporter Jayed Leigh Paulse is stationed, and she's going to be following these developments for us. Jayed, good morning. The judge, the original judge, recusing himself from this particular case. So what are we expecting to happen today?
Very good morning to you, Sakin, and to the viewers back at home. Well, we're expecting that all eyes will be on Port Elizabeth High Court this morning, where we actually have confirmed as the SABC and have reliably learned that there will be a new judge presiding over the matter. It is a female, and her name is Irma Skuman. Now, that information came out late last night when the court roll was actually released to the media as to how many days the Omotoso trial will sit for, and it will be seated for the rest of the week. But like you alluded to, Sakina, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. We saw Judge Mandela Makaula recuse himself because of that accommodation, that entity that belonging to his wife, and there was a lot of hype around that. But what is interesting to note is that there's also several applications that will be brought by several media houses, and those applications are stemming from actually broadcasting the proceedings live this morning. So it remains to be seen whether the new judge Skuman will actually allow the broadcast media houses to actually take the Omotoso proceedings live. But I'm also told that an urgent application is also on the cards for Timothy Omotoso, and that is the bail application. You would know that he's been incarcerated for 3 years now at St. Albans prison, and the defense lawyer Peter Doberman is going to possibly lodge that bail application sometime in the week. So there's a lot happening today, and a lot that's going to come out of the first court sitting here with the new judge presiding over the matter. But we'll bring you all of that during the course of the day. But it's going to be interesting. I'm just going to step on a shot, Sakina, and show you that people are already arriving. Several media houses outside waiting for court to open up at 9 o'clock so they can get their seats. You would also know that the security is very tight from previous court appearances. So there's only a few journalists who will be allowed into the courtroom, as well as a few of the public. But it's not going to be a very big gallery sitting like last time. Security is going to be very, very tight. There are police also outside court ensuring that both groups, that being civil society and the Jesus Dominion International Church members, do not clash outside while court is in procession.
Well, thank you so much, Jayed Leigh Paulse, our reporter, who will be tracking that story for us today. And we move from what seems like a very chilly Port Elizabeth to not so bad Johannesburg, as we with the weather.
Yeah, well, Johannesburg is doing much better. Still seeing warm temperatures, and we're not expecting any cloud formation, just clear skies all the way. So that will give us good conditions as well. But towards the southern parts, things are different. Lots of rainfall, strong winds, and conditions that are extremely conducive to fires.
Well, let me defer to your expert judgment and exit stage.
Thanks.